Okay, welcome to the house that I'm renting in Chiang Mai. Now I've been coming to Chiang Mai for 10 years, and the reason why Chiang Mai is because I first came here when I was cycle touring, and I realized that it was almost identical to Granada, an historic city, but on the edge of the mountains. So from where I am right now, just over that side, you've got Doi Satep. Doi means mountain, you've got Doi Pui, and then a little bit south, you've got Doi Intanon. My cat has got space to play here, and I'll come on to him in a second and why I rent such a big place. But yeah, it's exactly the same. So within the last 10 years, for me, it's been about getting the best out of my body and being as physically fit as possible and in shape so I can win races. And to do that, I realized, being from Manchester, that wasn't the perfect place for me to get fast. Although you've got the strength and depth of runners and you've got the races, it was better for me to be on the perfect surface to train. And so when I did that first race in 2010 in Granada, I realized that that was the perfect place to train, and there was the strength and depth of athlete, but you also get to quickly go to high altitude. And so where my house is in Granada is at 800-meter altitude, that's sort of 2,400 feet. But then you very quickly can get above 3,000 meters and quite easily to 2,200, 2,400 meters. And it's similar here. We're at 350 meters, and then Doi Pui can get you up to 2,000 meters. Doi Intanon, which is the biggest mountain in Thailand, can get you up to 2,500 meters. So why is that important? Obviously it's great for high altitude, but I'm not getting high altitude benefits here. What I'm getting is a bunch of athletes thinking like me that come here to cycle all the routes, and there's amazing routes in every direction. Whether you go into the mountains, any direction, you're hitting mountains, but there's also farmland. Nice blue sky today. It's not as hot as it is, but as you can see, I'm sweating. The last couple of months have been crazy, but now as we sort of head into the middle of May, it starts to cool down a bit and the rain starts to come. So last night we had a bout of like a storm, and it was just fantastic to wake up this morning and it's actually cool enough to be able to push yourself. But when I've been coming here for most of the time, I've just rented a condo, which is an apartment, a studio apartment right next to the university, literally sort of 12 kilometers from here. And that studio apartment is tiny. It's just been my base camp. So it's been a place where I go, I put my bike, my kitchenette is there, my bed is in the same room as my laptop. Everything is just tiny, concentrated, but it's the perfect building to just get to the gym very easily, get into the university, go out on the bike, literally cycle from your bike, you cycle from your house, you run from your house. Very, very accessible for everything and very easy to get into the center and have extremely nutritious food. There's something like 100 vegan restaurants here in Chiang Mai, so it's a vegan heaven, and also easy for vegetarians, etc. But it's good food, and it's pretty, obviously with the cost of living, it's pretty cheap to be here. And so for $200, I would get my studio apartment. Then when I got my cat in 2020, things became infinitely more difficult because they don't allow animals in condos here, and condo is just another word for apartment, but they don't allow animals in condos, so you can't find that. So then I needed to find a house, and the first house I rented was just down the road, maybe 25 kilometers from Chiang Mai. So it was great in order of being remote and super peaceful, and animals like we've got on the side here. There's some cows and some baby cows, and that's insanely beautiful to be around all the time. It makes you feel good to wake up to that. But it's slightly inconvenient as it took a little bit longer to get into Chiang Mai, and then it's harder for delivery companies, food companies, etc. to get to you. So this was a really nice halfway house, and it took us a long time to find this, but it's perfect in terms of it's just a 2-bedroom house. So I'll show you inside now, and you can see kind of why I fell in love with it. So right here we've got a whole field. And as I said, there's cows living on there. It's usually much higher. They cut it when it gets too high, but it's perfect. But the house is really nice open plan space. Feed the local cats. I'm gonna keep my shoes on. This big open space, which is like lots of light, which is great and also awful. So in the hot months, in March and April, this was, I wouldn't say like a greenhouse because we've got the tree in the house, which is insane. And the cat thinks this tree is for him, and that's his cat litter. That's what he thinks, and I can't tell him anything different. But it's open space, and as you can see, this is where I record a lot of my videos. It's just a nice high ceiling. This is 9-meter ceilings. And you get this feeling of sort of expansive, and that's great for thinking, whether you're creative thinking, whether you're problem solving, etc. Usually when you walk into a house here in Chiang Mai, you're on a mu ban, which is like basically a gated community with security. There's 100, 200 houses, they all look the same. Maybe some are 3 bedrooms, some are 4 bedrooms, some are 5 bedroom, but they're all the same, and they're very boxy. So you walk in, there's 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and you don't get this expansive space, which I really like. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to work here, apart from the 2 months when it was too hot. Trying to cool this area down is difficult, but you know, that's the difficulty of living somewhere like this. And then the kitchen, super open plan, great communal space when we have friends over. It's typically not a Western kitchen, but they've tried to sort of make, so the size of that hob over there to cook things is exactly the same as the size of the studio apartment, which is funny. That's my bedroom in there, and the doors are massive. So those doors are 5 meters high, which is great. But in here we've got a bedroom, in here we've got a bathroom with a bath, which is beautiful. And this is beautiful to just sit here, and especially when the rain's coming down. But now we sort of enter monsoon season, it's going to be really cool. This is at night. This is brilliant because it's got solar lights, and the light bounces off those leaves, so it's almost like a picture in the night. When it's totally dark in here, that's lit up, and I really, really love that. But let me take you upstairs. Cat has a great workout because it's like, this is you've just been on the ground floor, this is the first floor, there's a second floor, and there's a third floor. So the cat has started to get, Rocket the cat it's called, he started to get a lot more muscular. And up here, another shower and bathroom, not really needed, but you know, it's there, and a place to wash yourself. And then pool table, not really my style, but it's nice to play and it's nice to enjoy. And if you've got friends over, everybody loves to sort of gather around here, and you know, and sort of like it's an easy way to sort of start conversations, which is brilliant. And then there's a bedroom here. I'm not going to show you because it's kind of it's just a regular bedroom, and they're really nice big open bedrooms. But I'll show you the terrace. So there's one terrace there. There's another terrace here. There's another terrace here. And then there's another terrace at the top. So, and that's the 3rd level and then the 4th level. So like at New Year when all the fireworks were going off 360, my cat is not frightened of fireworks, by the way. He actually likes it. But when the fireworks were going off and you could see that 360 and you could see the mountains over there, the mountains over there, this was an amazing place to be. And sort of, again, watching the stars when it's really clear, and the sky's really clear, it's a beautiful place to be. And this is the highest building in the area. So yeah, this is life here. And as you can see, it's a nice open plan place over the top. But let me take you to the next level. And this is, you get a feeling of like space. And for me, you kind of realize, like, when I'm living in Spain, most people stay the winter. It's all about sort of keeping one room. If they have a big house, it's about keeping one room warm and staying in that for the winter. Here it's the opposite. So you're kind of keeping one room cool. It's a lovely breeze. But it's about keeping one room cool and then staying in that for 2 months of the year when it just kind of hits that 45 degrees and it's difficult. So from here you can see the mountains over here. This is Doi Satep, if the camera picks that up. And then you've got this other Doi Cam, there's Doi Pui, you've got the different mountains over here, and then You can see all the way there, which I don't think the camera will pick that up, but that's Doi Intanon. So from here, lots of space. It's a nice little kind of find in the middle of nowhere. Is it overkill? Yeah, it probably is. But you get a lot for your money in Chiang Mai. Most people, when they come to Thailand, they want to either be in Bangkok, of course, because if you're working here, you want to be in Bangkok. If you're coming for a holiday, you probably want to be by the sea. And so you want to be in Phuket or Hua Hin or Pattaya or somewhere like that. For me, I want to be in the mountains. And so, especially for training, for running, for cycling, and the amount of events here, it's been beautiful, really, really beautiful. And I've loved it here, and I love the community. I love the way that sort of running has taken off massively in the last 10 years. And so you see a lot more there's 5 tracks in Chiang Mai, 5 running tracks. There's thousands of cyclists here. I'd say it's the most densely populated area for cycling, just because any way you go, you've got amazing scenery. You're into the jungle very easily, and for 100 baht, which is like $2.50, you can have as many calories as you want when you go into a 7-Eleven, which is anywhere. So the ease to get out is very, very simple. And when you're out there, you're always meeting cyclists, you're always meeting sports people, and people who come to Chiang Mai, the foreigners that come to somewhere like Chiang Mai as opposed to Phuket and Pattaya, it's a good type of tourist, it's a sports tourist, and so you're having interesting conversations all the time. Together with the restaurants and the type of food that's served here, it's a paradise.